Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface on the live servers for Warlords of Draenor patch 6.0.3. Once again, back in ICC with Funtime Frank continuing the Legendary questline, and I'm now up to the Frost Infusion part. This part can be soloed, and I'm rather glad that Funtime Frank is a warrior. The reason why is this fight is about soaking damage and not doing too much attacking, while Sindragosa uses her Frost Breath attack on you. That's what we want her to do. We want to get 4 lots of this Frost Breath. There she go. In comes the first one. And you'll notice we actually have a physical debuff on us, which shows that we've got the Frost Infusion. That needs to stack to 4 times before we kill Sindragosa. Now you'll notice that I've actually gone into defensive stance now. As I said, this is all about mitigating damage. And the reason why I said at the start of the fight I'm very glad I'm a warrior is because Death Knights and Paladins, you're not going to have too much difficulty in this fight whatsoever. The reason why is blood decays. You can get your health back pretty darn easily with Blood Strike. And Paladins, of course, you've got heals. You've got Flash Heal. And that will be more than enough. More than enough to keep you guys alive. So, as a warrior, we don't have access to those sorts of self-heals anymore. Yes, when we get down to around about 30% of our health or so, we have, I think it's 35% actually, we have Second Wind, but there will be a fair amount of damage coming into this fight. So it's all about trying to do our best to mitigate as much as possible. So, warriors, here's a couple of tips. Number one, once I've started the fight, I just go straight into defensive stance. So I'm automatically reducing the damage which I take by 20%. And I'm just very passively generating a wee bit of rage. I also, at some part in this fight, I'm going to use Rallying Cry. And instead of using Battle Shout as normal, I've actually got Commanding Shout up. So Commanding Shout is giving me 10% more health. 10% more stamina, I should say, but of course stamina translates into health. And then the Rallying Cry is going to give us 15% addition to maximum health for 10 seconds. So it's all going to be very important. On top of that, I highly recommend that you bring either a Warlock Health Stone, which I've got on me, or preferably a health pot. The reason why is health pots actually heal for approximately 20,000 more than a Warlock Health Stone. So it's going to give you that little bit of extra healing. And if you're not around 350k with Commanding Shout up, you might need that wee bit of extra. Now this fight is about lasting as well, because she'll only do the Frost Breath when she lands from an aerial phase and right at the beginning of the fight. So once she's done the Frost Breath, it's all about surviving the damage coming in, waiting for her to go up in the air to do the aerial phase, landing, and then when she does land, almost immediately, takes a few seconds, within the first 10 seconds or so though, she will do a Frost Breath. A couple of things which is really cool though about doing this fight solo is when you do it solo, you will not be turned into an ice block. If you've done this fight before, if you have more than one person, then you will actually be converted into an ice block. So that can prove problematic. It's the same with pets. If you have pets, you'll also be turned into an ice block too. So you have to use your pet to get you out of it. But solo with no pets, there's no problem of being able to get converted into an ice block. So there's our third Frost Breath on her. So we've now got 3 stacks of Frost Infusion. And I'm just going to give her a little bit of a run round if I can, gain a wee bit of separation. There is another thing as well. The more stacks of Frost Infusion that you've got, the more damage that you're actually going to take as well. So, like I said, it's all about that outlasting here. But it is a really challenging and pretty cool fight to do. When she does Blistering Cold, again, if you have slightly less health than I have, Blistering Cold is the perfect opportunity to get some separation between you and Sindragosa. So maybe Heroic Leap away when she's done her Blistering Cold attack. Just those couple of seconds that it will take for her to get back to you to start fighting again, that could be the difference between, you know, life and death. literally, because it gets quite close to the bone for me. Look, I'm at 127k when she goes back into the air, so you might think, well, that's fine, you've just got to survive the aerial phase. She'll land, she'll do her next Frost Breath, which will be the final one, because that'll be 4 stacks, then you can finish her off. But look at the damage incoming now. It's coming a little bit thick and fast. And while she's in the air, I can't do anything but attempt to outlast here. I've got the additional debuff. There's still 7 seconds to run off that. And then, of course, the bombs which she's throwing down on the ground are hitting me for around about 3k. So that 127k is now diminished down to around about 60k. Now, of course, it will be at this point where second wind will kick in and give you a little bit of a respite. So there we go. Look, I've suddenly got 21k health. That's second wind starting to kick in and help me out here. The 4th Frost Breath comes in. There we go. You've now noticed that we have the buff on as the 6-minute buff, like we got when we did the unholy infusion part of this quest line, and you can just go ballistic now. Smash the absolute crap out of Syndragosa and you will complete the quest. Once more, because you've got that 6-minute buff, you could, if you're suffering from a little bit of damage, swap to your main weapon now and de-equip Shadow's Edge, but you must have Shadow's Edge equipped for the fight, must be done on 25 difficulty. It's those two absolute musts again. But there you go, that's how you solo Frost Infusion. And I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media as well as twitch.tv for live streaming, and I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care, everybody. Bye-bye.